Hey YouTubers, welcome to Random Chemistry. My name is Isabella and welcome to my very first video, Introduction to Chemical Equations. In this video I just want to cover some key definitions and balance this equation right here. So chemical equations are just written expressions that represent a chemical reaction. So if we look here at my chemical equation, this is telling us that hydrogen reacts with oxygen to yield or produce water. Alright, so now let's cover some key definitions. Reactants. Everything on the left side of the arrow are called reactants. So in this equation, hydrogen and oxygen are the reactants. Everything on the right side of the arrow are called products. So in this equation, H2O, or water, is the product. Subscripts. These numbers to the bottom right in the formulas are called subscripts, and they indicate how many of a particular atom is in that formula. Next we have coefficients. Coefficients tell you the number of molecules or atoms involved in the reaction. In my equation, I don't have any coefficients. When a coefficient isn't given, it's understood to be 1. You would normally find coefficients in front of the formula. When you do have a coefficient, everything in the formula is multiplied by that coefficient. Alright, let's balance this equation. So the first thing I do when balancing an equation is I draw a line. I draw a line under the arrow, and it helps me to remember that everything left of the line needs to be equal to everything to the right of the line. Once I have my line in place, I just take a tally of what atoms I have. So on this side, I have hydrogen, and I have 2 hydrogen atoms because this has a subscript of 2. And oxygen, and I have 2 because it also has a subscript of 2. On this side of the line, I have hydrogen, and I have oxygen, again. 2 hydrogens, and only 1 oxygen. Now, when balancing an equation, you can't add subscripts or change subscripts. The only thing that you can do is add coefficients. So what I want to do is make the number of oxygen on this side match the number on this side. So in order for me to have 2 on this side, I need to have a coefficient of 2. So this gives me 2 oxygens now, because 2 times 1 is 2. But remember, when you add a coefficient, you have to multiply everything in the formula. So this means I need to multiply hydrogen by 2. So I have 2 hydrogens times 2 gives me 4. So now my oxygens are balanced, 2 and 2, but my hydrogens are not. So I come back to the left side of my equation, and I ask myself, how do I get from 2 hydrogens to 4 hydrogens? And what I can do is multiply by 2. So I place a coefficient of 2 in front of hydrogen, and that gives me 2 times 2 is now 4. And when I'm all done balancing my equation, I always go back and double check and count everything out to make sure it's accurate. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then oxygen I have 2. And then again, 2 times 2 is 4, and then 2 times 1 is 2. So now my chemical equation is balanced. Good job, guys! Alright, YouTubers, thank you so much for joining me for my very first video. Please like, subscribe, comment. There'll be many more videos to come. If there's a specific concept or if you have specific questions, please leave me a comment and I will make a video to answer, to help out in any way that I can. Thanks for joining me, guys. See you next time.